In 2019, the first impeachment of Donald Trump was presented as an indisputable case of a president abusing his power for political gain. It became the official record of the era. However, recent statements from figures like Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard have challenged that record, claiming the entire proceeding was a cover-up and a total fraud. This shift is driven by a recent wave of declassified documents, bank memos, and unverified FBI files that reconstruct a very different sequence of events. Are we looking at a coordinated political effort to hide the truth, or a product of strategic narrative framing? Subscribe to the channel now as we reconstruct the evidence and follow the investigation. To find the answer, we have to look past the partisan headlines and rebuild these two conflicting timelines side by side. The official timeline was formalized here in the halls of Congress, where the impeachment proceedings were etched into the public record. This version of history relied on the testimony of an anonymous whistleblower and National Security Council officials, like Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. Their central claim was that military aid was frozen to pressure the Ukrainian president into investigating a political rival. According to this inquiry, the scandal was a self-contained chain of events, beginning with a July 25th phone call and ending with a formal whistleblower complaint. While this timeline was tightly constructed, critics argue it intentionally isolated the phone call to keep the focus away from a much longer history of events stretching back to 2014. That earlier history is the focus of a parallel investigation by the House Oversight Committee and its lead investigators. This counter-timeline begins in 2014. Bank wire memos document the exact moment Hunter Biden joined the board of the Ukrainian energy company, Burisma. By 2015, the timeline shows Vice President Joe Biden demanding the removal of Ukraine's Prosecutor General, Viktor Shokin, using a $1 billion loan as leverage. A major component of this theory is an FBI document known as an FD-1023. It records raw intelligence from a confidential source regarding how Burisma allegedly protected its interests. This diagram aligns those events. On the left, Hunter Biden's appointment and the firing of the prosecutor. On the right, the FBI document claims Burisma's owner paid $5 million to one Biden and $5 million to another to handle legal pressure. If this parallel timeline is accurate, it suggests the 2019 impeachment focused the public on the phone call at a time when these earlier, more complex financial allegations were already known to federal investigators. To understand the full story, we have to look closer at that FBI document. In the world of intelligence, a report is a starting point, not a verified conclusion. Buried within that document is a vital disclaimer. The confidential source explicitly stated they could not provide an opinion on whether the bribery allegations were actually true. The source even noted that businessmen in post-Soviet countries often boast about bribes that may not exist to make themselves appear more influential. But those nuances were lost in public debate. Legal commentators used professional conduct rules as weapons in partisan attacks. Because these arguments were made for television, they bypassed legal scrutiny. In the court of public opinion, there is no objective arbiter to correct unreliable claims. Raw intelligence is inherently messy, which makes it the perfect material for anyone looking to mold a specific political narrative. Both of these timelines use the same historical data points to construct two completely incompatible versions of American history. One side sees a necessary legal action against a corrupt president. The other sees a strategic political shield designed to hide years of prior misconduct. The Ukraine scandal demonstrates how political actors can successfully weaponize the same set of facts to build two entirely different realities. When political survival is at stake, all sides will manipulate timelines to write their own version of history. Ultimately, it is up to the public to look past the summaries and read the fine print for themselves.